The S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, that's what we're discussing here on the day. When we start with the Nasdaq, we look at these action and look where we're at. We're at that 15.4 level. Now, I told everyone, and I was kind of giving a foreshadowing and warning here, was coming in this level, big resistance. Sellers across the board, we're going to be trying to step in here. But as we look at what we're doing, I think we have to look at like the 2 hour, 1 hour, right? The 4 hour gives the best view though. The 4 hour right here, look at that sell candle. We try to push down, buying right back up. Going to like the 1 hour so you can see a little bit more clearly here. We zoom in. Look at that immediate buy pressure off of that. Now we use our custom indicator here to show us that buy pressure and the sell pressure coming off this level. And look at that, right? We're seeing, it was great selling pressure, right? So essentially all morning long, we're coming in pre-market, no volume, market opens up right here. Aggressive. We'll go like to the 5 minute to give you a better visualization of that too, right? So we zoom in here, giving you, let's actually just bring that all the way up so you can see, right? So when that action happens, we start pushing down. There were some big sellers trying to step in, right? Relative to the market here. And then at lows, we get one of our biggest sell volumes here at 11 a.m. Central, around an hour and 2 hours and 30 minutes into the market. One of our best volumes since the beginning of market open. But what happens? We find a bottom. And then declining volume, and then buyers step back in. Now, when we look at the tape, we look at what happened here specifically in volume. So far, into the day, we're at 44 million, right? It's power hour right now. We have 30 minutes left in the day. It'll probably end near 55, 60 million total. Tops. It won't get above 65. No way. No, probably won't even get above 55 unless volume, we start buying it real quick. But needless to say, sellers didn't do enough. You had your attempt here. Now, what I do want to do is urge caution. Because when we go to the 4 hour, we come back in here. Let's just minimize this so we can clear things up a little bit here for you. When we come back in, we had a little bit of false signal here last time, back October 11th. Remember, we came to that level, we rejected. Same level right here, right? So you can see. So I don't want to give you false hope or tell anyone, start hammering longs. That's not what we're doing yet. But I'm telling you, this reaction here, it's different than before. And I have more evidence to why I believe a breakout could be coming sooner rather than later going into the end of the year. But before I do that, to ask you to do two things, consider liking and subscribing here on the channel. I appreciate all the love and support. Monday through Friday, we're making videos for you every single day, and we're live on the channel as well. And we're trying to give you setups as well. So if you want to fast forward to the end of the video to see those trade setups that I'm liking the most, then go ahead and fast forward, right? But let's get into this. Also, there's no Discord spots available. Just know that. We have none available right now. So I'm sorry, apologize, but we're all filled up there. Okay. We look here as well, right? We have our chart prime level coming in with our volume here. So this is going to be a tough area. So I'm going to tell you right now, before if you want to just get a bulk of the video out of the way, going long at this range is frowned upon. I wouldn't say to do it. I'm out of majority of my positions, right? Unless it's like very dated. Okay. That's what I'm looking at there. But when I look across the board, the same thing that we talked about yesterday, where how were these big equities holding up? So we look at SPY, and again, SPY came right into that level, 438. Remember, we mentioned it. We've been talking about it a lot here. Look where we hit it today. We opened right up there, 438 to the tick. Seller stepped in immediately. Chart prime gave us a level there again. And if you're wondering about these chart prime levels going into our custom indicator of things like this, the link for that is down below if you're interested. We will be having a sale for Black Friday, but also understand that's a 30% discount. So I don't know if it's going to get much better than that, but take it as you will. The link is down below. Okay, so you look at these levels and where we're forming out here. Again, strong buying coming back into the market. Now, it's going to be tough. But what do I always say? When you're stagnating on indexes, SPY, the Nasdaq, IWM, whatever it may be, the Dow, we want to look at stocks inside those indexes because there might be something holding us down. For instance, if we look at right now energy, XLE, it's getting crushed, and it's been getting crushed. Why? Because crude oil, the barrel dropped below the 200 SMA at 78. Boom, massive drop there. Not good. No buenos, no nachos. Not good, right? So when we zoom back in and we look at the market, there's some of these energy names are definitely bringing us down. Maybe even industrials or healthcare. But what are the ones that we really care about? The big six, right? The Magnificent Seven, whatever some of you call them, right? We're talking Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, Netflix, Meta, those for example. Now let's scroll through the list. We look at Microsoft today. You made new 52-week highs. Or actually, I'm so sorry. You did not make new. You got very close. right? Very, very close to all-time highs coming in here, 363. Okay, very, 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 very close. Okay, you're right there. You're still pushing up though, but you made new local highs on the day. Could be pulling back, but we'll see. Tesla trying to hold up, one of the weaker names, I will say, one of the weaker names, but still on the day and over the past few days, you're holding up. Meta, the same thing. You're pushing up, you're holding up. Okay, there's no real sell-off happening here. We can go to like the 15 minute to give you a better visual, right? Apple, what happened here? You pushed 183, we're slowed down, but we're bouncing right back. So again, the going theme, AVGO, new highs. We continue just to push up higher. I can go really quick. NVIDIA, new highs, local highs. We're pushing up, we're pushing up. So what's the theme here? Is that tech, the names that have held us, the names that have carried us for the past 10, 11 months, they still look like they want to do their job. Okay, so that's one thing that I'm always looking at here is when I'm looking for any type of reversal, pullback, anything like that. Well, how are the biggest names doing? And as of right now, the biggest names are doing their job. That's what we want to see. Okay, so one step further, the next thing that's the biggest impact here, the dollar, bonds. Okay, so we're starting with the dollar. Again, these are all levels that have been here on the channel for days, if not weeks. If you want, you can go to our Twitter. Again, I post a lot of these charts when there's updates that need to be made, new trade setups. For example, right, I mentioned some options here on the channel the past few days. Those AVGO options up over 100%, which were called out for free here on the YouTube channel, not even just in Discord, but here as well. AMD, not up 100%, but these were more swings. Someone asked on the channel yesterday too, are you a short-term trader, long-term trader, swing trader? What are you? I take what the market gives me, right? AMD was more of a swing. AVGO, more of a scalp. Clear gains. Go look at those ideas and how those played out over the past few days. So again, you can come to Twitter, check out all of our charts. Free. But DXY has been a big impact here. When we look at when SPY bottomed recently, it's been in tandem to when we started to sell off here on the dollar and bonds started to top, especially with yields. When yields started to top here and bonds started to get a bounce, right? And today, guess what? The 10-year is pushing back down to local lows that we had previously going into last Friday. Same with the 30. You've already broken last Fridays. So what is this telling us? What is this signal for us here? It's definitely an indicator of some disinflation across the broad market and expectations of yields potentially topping off, which is a good note. Yields going down is very, very good for us and good for the market. That's what we needed to see. And those are getting some continuation. The 5-year hasn't got the big breakdown yet, neither has the 2-year. But again, the 10 and 30 are going to paint the longer term picture. That's what we want to see in the short term. Now, again, I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. Next week, we have some data coming out. But for this week, we really have no data besides Michigan expectations on Friday. But I'm going to tell you right now, mark my words. I want you to pin this video. I want you to bookmark and I want you to come back next month. Oil may have possibly been the fuel for Santa's sleigh this year. I'm going to tell you right now. This thing right here, I'm getting worked up. Absolute catastrophe. You broke through the 200 SMA, no bounce included. You're at $75 a barrel. Brutal. You're possibly going back down to lows. Possibly. I mean, this is bad. And for everyone wondering, well, why is oil dropping? Why is this happening? This is just false movement. No. If you look at fundamentals, OPEC clearly released a statement of demand has been dropping fast. Okay. Now, if the Iran stuff does pop off, oil will skyrocket immediately. But until then, oil looks terrible. I'm going to tell you that right now. So again, we looked at the broad viewpoints there. That's what I'm looking at right now. When I look at all the indicators that have been giving us the upward signal and giving us some confirmation, those are continuing to look good. Okay. So I'm going to go into some stocks that I'm liking, but the last thing I want to mention is going to be IWM here. Potentially, this could be setting up. Keyword, potentially. I want to see us get a bounce here, right? Well, let's move this down just a little bit. I have like 4 levels right here. You want to see this, okay? Potential. An inverse head and shoulders forming. You see everyone and their mom's been talking about this one, and you've seen this on social media. They're like, okay, we have to top out here, right? And then we're going to push down, and we're going to get the inverted head and shoulders here, right? But why is no one talking about IWM? Really ask ourselves that. What has been the one major risk on signal every time? Every move that we've had going to the beginning of the year, maybe even last year, it's been IWM. When IWM has given us a great setup or a big, massive breakout, that has been the number one indicator. The dollar's been good. It's been solid. So have yields. So have, multiple other indicators with data. But the IWM has been tried and true. For instance, we break above this level back here in June. We get the confirmation on ES and Nasdaq and go crazy into the end of the summer. Okay? You get a nice bounce here in October. We get the bounce into October 11th, right? And then we top out and push back down. When IWM sells off and breaks this low here, guess what? SPY finds a new low as well. So I'm saying this is going to be huge. You need to hold this 169.5 range. I want to see buyers step back into IWM. If we can finish the week strong with this holding out, I do believe there's upside potential. And I do believe, remember Powell said, we have 2 readings before the next meeting. I think CPI, I think inflation data can turn out very, very good for us. I'm just saying. We look at the data, we look at the statistics. That's my opinion. So I'm not going to lie, this has kind of become one of my favorite segments here on the channel. Okay. Going over these stocks. I really like to know your guys' opinion on different areas that we can change with this to make it easier to understand. I want to make things, as always, easy to understand here on the channel. Okay. Options AI. I'm really like going over these trades. Tesla has been an absolute dog. It's been an absolute dog, right? Now, past few days, I think that the trade here on Tesla has been incredibly simple. Incredibly simple. It's, can you mount above the 200 MA? And I think today you're really trying right now. You are very much so trying to mount this 200 into the end of Wednesday here. Okay, you're trying. You have some big sellers here at this 224 to 226 level. In my opinion here, there's 2 ways you can attack this. Okay, you can either attack it by buying as you hold above this intraday, which is risky. I'm going to go over both options here. Or you wait till you mount above this level, retest, and you push back up. Okay, because I'm going to tell you right now, we need to zoom out further. You zoom out further here on Tesla, and I'm telling you because it's going to happen. Everyone's going to talk about it once it starts happening. It's beautiful. It really is. Number one, you're targeting the 234. After that, you're targeting up to 242, 241.5. Lots of room, totally illiquid. Everyone, when it happens, it's going to be great. But those are the 2 ways you can trade it. Be more aggressive, or you can be more conservative, waiting for the 226.5 break and hold. Okay, so Tesla. Going over this, right? We already have it up here. Trading it. We got to tell you right now, if you want to swing this, you want to be able to relax. You want to be able to chill, right? You want to be able to sit on the couch, watch, Shannon and Skip, sorry, they're broken up now, but Skip and Stephen A, right? And relax and watch your sports. I'm going to recommend March 15th once again. You could even push your luck for January 19th. I did a very similar trade to this last year for January 19th. It was kind of expensive. Just to let you know, they're going to be expensive. Gonna let you know. Everyone here was like, oh, those are too expensive. I only have $300 to trade with. I'm like, maybe you should save up some more money before we start trading. But who would have thought? Okay, so Tesla. We're going to go at this a few ways. Okay, let's edit this bad boy. That's a crazy call. 223.5, that's crazy. So 225 is where I'd be looking. Possibly, if you want to get a little bit cheaper contracts, 230s. Also don't think they're bad. Because again, target number 1 is at least 234. Target number 2, 242. So I like that. Okay, going back into those levels. Those are where I'd be looking at. So let's say with 230. I want to say I like closer to at the money. Right? It's close to the money as I can get. Right? $8 out of it. $15. The contracts are still very cheap. Y'all saw the contracts you traded a few days ago on these. Basically, I think it was the 215s. They went up like crazy. I posted them on Twitter. They're all there as well. I'd be watching these bad boys for Tesla. If you want to go shorter dated, you can. I think they're risky for December. I wouldn't be going for December just yet. Just saying. Okay. The trade's really simple too. If you lose a 200 SMA, you don't like it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Tesla, and I'm gonna harp on this one. Right? People keep saying when Tesla's gonna drop down to 212. I don't think so. These daily candles, they got me dancing. They got me feeling real good. Ooh, I'm feeling like a loose goose. Those are strong daily candles above the 200 SMA. I like what I'm seeing. I like Tesla. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay. That's what we like there. AMD, I've mentioned this a lot here already on the channel. I think you're going to hit this target pretty soon, the 117, 116.5 level. Keep it on your radar. I can go over option contracts, but again, I've already mentioned them quite a bit here. The ones I like were closer at the money. They were like 115s or 110s. Those are kind of already like the ship has already sailed there on those ones. I'm not really super interested because now you're like in the middle of this range. So it's either you got it or you didn't. So again, what I'd be looking for there, definitely options. I liked personally for March as well. I believe they're the ones that I mentioned here, especially something like AMD, a little bit of a slower mover. Okay. That's what I'd be looking for. I want to edit these as well down to, sorry, let me generate that back. Calls, edit, and it really shows you, like, don't y'all love how it shows you the visual? Like, that's what I love, is how it shows you clear cut your risk reward. 115s are at they're at 112 or 1200 right now. You could have got these closer to 1,000 before when you're at like 11. So do what you gotta do. Love that position. Now these other positions, AVGO, they're gone. You can't trade them anymore. Can't do it. Okay, throw it out the window. You're done with it. You can't do nothing. Nvidia. I tried to signal this one, try to warn everyone 470 was coming. I told you guys on Twitter as well. I'll post more trade ideas as they come there, but yeah, the ship it's kind of gone now for there. I think Tesla's still one of the top dogs. One of my favorites though right now, still Amazon. This was one of the big trade ideas I gave you guys. Okay, so let me show you a few things we're looking at here. You have there and you have here. Okay, those are two levels you're looking at. So initially, last week we talked about this one. You break the ascending triangle. It was awesome. You broke, come out Monday morning, you hit target to a T, came down, you bounce off a previous high, you shot back up, mounted again. Easy stair step, one of the best cases we're looking at. Also, two chart prime showing you where the buyers are at, and they keep showing back up, and you're holding again. I still like Amazon. I personally believe, based on Amazon's earnings and based on what they've been saying recently, they will break this local high of 146. Personal opinion, though. A little bit risky, not financial advice, obviously. Do what you got to do. But I'm liking Amazon, okay? And I'm liking it to the bank, okay? I'm liking it to the bank. Okay, so we're looking at Amazon, right? Again, a lot of these Amazon, AMD, things like this, they're slower movers. I like more time. One, I want to be able to hold some of these contracts to make the most bang for my buck. Two, I can buy a few of them. Right? They're not that expensive for me when I'm looking at my portfolio and how I'm trading it. Now, obviously, do what you got to do, but I like what's happening here. I want to look. If Santa's coming to town, I want to be able to wait to see the man. I don't want to start opening my presents once I hear the jingle jangle. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at here. We need to understand, have an overall trade plan of what you're looking for. If you just want to scalp, then go ahead, go scalp. Hey, all you, chief. But I'm still telling you here, I like it. I love it. What do we want? We want some more of it. Big fan. Big fan. I'm still loving, I'm absolutely loving Amazon, right? You can go close. These are in the money already. These are already in the money. They're still very affordable. Edit these down a little bit more if you really need to highs of 145. So you're now getting in the realm of out of the money. You're breaking highs. Only 1,000. Telling you, they look beautiful. IV is definitely being constrained. We start to get the mounts above 15.4 on Nasdaq. I'm telling you, these are some of my favorite names here. Okay. Some of my favorite. Last one I mentioned to you, head honcho, top dog. Never mind, not Apple. We're going over Meta. Meta has probably been one of the strongest names. Now, all these key levels, I know you're thinking, Tyler, this is a messy chart. It is. It's a very messy chart. But Meta has been an absolute monster over the past 3 months. All this consolidation just chilling at highs. If you look at the weekly, consolidating at highs. The weekly candle, one of the greatest I've ever seen. If you can mount above roughly 321, 322, I believe you push back into highs, and we push back, and we hopefully finally hit that 332 target we've had for just so long. But ultimately, you're very illiquid even until when we get to 340. Okay, Meta's been extremely strong. They're pushing the AI agenda. You need to be watching them as well. Meta, though, I'm going to tell you right now, of all these, the most risky name you're watching. Okay, put it on your calendar. Say Tyler said, most risky name. Okay, people, I say the most risky, they take the most risky, and they're like, well, Tyler, everything, oh my God, I'm losing money. I'm like, I told you it was the most risky. Take one of the less risky trades. I don't know. End of the day, you got to make your own decisions, right? So when we look here, Meta, again, I'd be targeting something like the 330s, a little bit further out. I still like them though. They're 25. They're expensive. Just to let you know, they're going to be expensive. They are. So that's what I'm saying. A little bit risky, but I like it. I'm absolutely a fan. Meta has been one of the best performers, holding up incredible. I think these things can easily push over 340, minimum 330. That should be looking over the next 3 weeks, especially if we get this breakout. I cannot highlight this enough here, though, on the channel. I cannot highlight this enough on this chart today. I am telling you, this is special with what you're getting here on like the 1 hour or the 4 hours specifically. This candle right here should have you literally on the edge of your seat screaming for joy. That is a great candle. Unless we get terrible news somewhere, which I don't think is going to come in, I like what I'm seeing. I'm also telling you too, even though there's no real news coming out Friday, I'm a fan. I think consumer expectations, I think inflation expectations are going to be juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. That's my opinion. That's my expectations. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. We would love to answer those. Have a good one, traders. Namaste.